had a good night's sleep last night? See, not many of you, and that's because we're having huge problems right now, right across the country and the continent, getting a good night's sleep, and it's important. That's why Stacy Irvine is here to show you how you can get a better night's sleep. You know, everything is better in your world when you've slept properly. When your kids have slept properly, they can go to school and they can focus and they can concentrate, right?
It's true. It's a huge thing. And it's a huge thing that so many of us are missing.
Yes.
And it's not impossible. I think that is the key, is when we talk about these tips, it's not easy. Just like all things with health, when you're trying to exercise, when you're trying to eat right, it's not the easiest thing. It's not what you want to do. You want to stay up late and watch Netflix. I get it.
Yes.
I feel the same way. But when you realize what a sacrifice it is to not have a good night's sleep and how bad it is for your health, I really hope everyone's going to want to improve their sleep.
Absolutely. Yeah, maybe catch up on the shows later on when you've caught up on your sleep.
You got it.
Let's talk a little bit firstly about good sleep hygiene. Because what's the percentage of Canadians that are not sleeping well?
About 30%.
30%.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
Yeah, that's very high. That's too high. So
Way
what do we
too
need
high.
to do to have, what do we need to do before bed?
We need to talk about sleep hygiene. So what we want to do is we want to make sure all screens are off
Yes.
1 to 2 hours before bed. Do
Right.
not bring your phones to bed. Do not bring your iPads to bed. Do not have that light shining in your eyes. The melatonin that gets released prior to going to sleep is what helps keep you asleep, and that is crucially important. So we want to enhance that. We also want to dim our lights 1 to 2 hours before bed. So
Right.
you don't want to be walking around in lights like this. You don't want to have bright light shining in your eyes. You want everything to start to come down. But you got to remember, 1 to 2 hours. For some of us, that's like 8 o'clock. You got to start dimming things down. Then we want to make sure we're not eating 2 hours before we sleep, because you won't have as good a sleep with a full stomach. And your routine should be similar every night. So that your brain starts to say, oh, okay, we're going to sleep. So brushing your teeth, washing your face, the same thing with your kids.
Right.
It's very important to teach them those habits now. And I guarantee you, when you have a good sleep and your kids have a good sleep, life in the morning is so much better. Life all day is so much better. So,
I think it would be a better world if we just
It would be a better world. All of our health would be better.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, I want to know how many people are actually listening to the no screen time right before bed, because I know my husband actually has his laptop open right before he goes to bed.
So many people do, and this
I don't
is a
know
big
how
problem.
he does that.
Right.
I can't do that. I don't even sleep beside my phone. It's not even in my room. I want it like far away.
Leave your electronics out of the bedroom.
Yeah.
That's a really good thing. And if you have to do email, I get it. I do email at night. I have to catch up. But I stop it an hour before I go to bed.
Right.
It's just, and it's not easy. Again, it's a bit of work. It requires a bit of discipline. But the way I feel in the morning makes it completely worth it.
Now, if you are somebody that's up and your brain is just going and going and going and you can't shut down, what do you suggest we do right before bedtime?
That's common too. So I like journaling and meditation. So meditation could be as simple as thinking of 2 words. 1 word when you breathe in. I always say happy, healthy when I breathe out. And I just say it over and over again on those nights when my brain is really running and I can't, you know, get relaxed.
Does it make you fall asleep when you meditate?
It does.
That's good.
Yeah, it brings everything down.
Yeah.
It allows you to concentrate on one thing and calm your thoughts down, which is very important.
Yeah, so you haven't failed at meditation if you're falling asleep. That means you're winning.
That's your goal for that.
That's what your goal is.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about sleep positions, because there are certain positions you can be in that are going to lend itself to a better sleep than others. Apparently mine is like the worst. I'm a stomach sleeper.
That's true.
Aww. Okay, let's get on the bed, because why not?
On the bed.
This gorgeous bed from the Brick, thank you so much for this.
So comfy.
So how should we be sleeping?
Okay, so on your back is the best. Okay, so we want
Sorry about my shoes are ugly at the bottom. Okay, there we go.
We want to have everything supported, so we want our spine in a straight line.
Okay.
Now, if anyone has low back pain or tight psoas, because all day long we're like this, right? So when you stretch it out like that, you can start to feel some aching in your low back.
Yeah.
So it's very simple. You take another pillow.
Just like you did when you were pregnant.
And you throw it under your knees, and that's going to get rid of that aching feeling in your low back.
So do you ever put it like here in your low? Oh.
No, you put it under your knees.
Okay.
If you are side sleeper. That's the second best position.
Okay.
But lots of times.
I like side sleeping.
Yes, and lots of times for women, if you do have any hip pain or anything, because our pelvis is a bit wider, you might want to have the pillow in between your legs. That might be comfortable. And when we're using these positional pillows, we don't have to have the huge ones.
Right.
So buy a really skinny, you know, like a smaller pillow, and use that for your positions. The last one is if you have shoulder pain.
Yeah.
So what you want to do, preferably you're on your back, but if you are a side sleeper and you have shoulder pain, the sore shoulder goes to the top.
Yeah.
And then you get a little pillow and you shove it underneath here. And what that does is it opens up the shoulder. It helps you keep it in the same spot. The worst thing for people with shoulder tendinosis is this.
Really?
Oh my God, you'll wake up and your shoulders will be killing you, okay?
Okay.
So if you have shoulder pain, you want to have a signal to keep your arm down and keep it away from your neck. As soon as you go up here, you cut off the blood flow. And I guarantee you're going to wake up and go like, did I play tennis last night? You know, because it's not going to feel good.
Okay, this all feels good to me. I hope we don't have to return these because now my face is on one.
That is so comfy.
Yeah, it's very comfy. I love that.
Yeah.
So try and get into, I know I had to, through 2 pregnancies, get into the back sleeping thing, and I could not wait to turn around back onto my stomach. So it's just, you just got to teach yourself to do it, right?
You practice, and I always say, you know, get a good book, and then practice this position. And it will start to get used. You will get used to it. Some people don't like it because it feels very open.
Yeah.
Right? And it does take a while to get used to. Some people like to be like really crunched up and protected. But once you work on it,
you'll get into it.
It will start to come, and you know that there's no monsters coming into your room that are going to jump on you, and you will get used to it. You just got to practice with all of it, with the hygiene, with the schedule. You just got to practice.